I think the first half we played outstanding with our passing, our movement, our intensity, and we kept the ball on the ground. We played 2-3 touch, and I thought it was a really high intensity, great first half performance. I suppose we got 2 goals, possibly could have got another. And half time, the most important thing for us was to make sure that we kept the pressure on the second half. And I thought in the second half again, the wind was very strong, but I still thought we created 2 or 3 very good shots and got a superb third goal. And it was probably the best performance so far this season, and that was pleasing in such a, again, enormous crowd and great atmosphere. And it was nice and Good Friday to send the crowd home happy.
I was really pleased for Carol Shepherd. He missed a lot of chances last week, but he certainly took them tonight.
Well, I keep saying, the big thing this year is that we seem to be creating a lot of chances, and we see Shep every day in training, and he's a really top player, works really hard, and great guy. And I always say to a striker, if he keeps getting into those positions, you'll score and never be afraid to miss. And maybe last week it got to him, but it was great for him tonight to pop in. I think Darren got the touch for the first one, and Shep put it over the line, but his second goal and our third goal was a fantastic goal, and our first goal was a fantastic goal too, because we worked the ball really well and Ross did superb down the line, and it was great for Flitty to score. And his second game up front, and his movement and his runs in behind the defence caused him all sorts of problems, and I really think it was a really high quality performance tonight.
He likes Derry City though. He scored against them as well last season.
He did actually, yeah. He did actually, yeah. But I think tonight overall is, with the team, the movement, the pace, I thought we were really good tonight, and certainly maybe in some of the matches so far this season we limped a bit through and trying to get our balance right. But I think tonight, we clicked very well, and we were all on the edge. We were good winners.
Gary Buckley was back to his best, and John Kavanagh has really settled in, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, I suppose our panel, we're saying this year you need a strong panel, you need guys competing. It's it's going to be a long season, and you need guys pushing each other, and the team is changing every week, but thankfully the guys are coming there doing brilliant. Gary Buckley had been out sick for a few weeks. Sometimes maybe the public don't know these things, and we're monitoring. And Cav had a slow start to the season because he was carrying an injury, but again, he tore into the game tonight, and he was like a right winger there in the second half, and it was fantastic. But I think overall, it was another clean sheet. Our defending was superb. Liam in the middle of the park, Johnny, a great game. People say he's a full back. You watch him playing in the middle of the park. He was making penetrating runs. He was going down the wing, crossing in balls. I think it was just a real high intensity performance by us, and it was great to do it in such front of a big crowd.
Yeah, you mentioned the crowd; they were huge again and very instrumental in the atmosphere.
Well, I think we've had 2 Friday night games and we had over 5,000, which is fantastic. And I keep saying I think the crowd has bought into this team from last year. They can see the team are giving everything for them. Maybe last year, because we'd come out of nowhere, it was easy to follow the team. It's important for the crowd to stay with us, because there's no doubt the crowd have a huge bearing on our performance, and hopefully we'll have more of that to come throughout the season, because we need the crowd to come in early and stay with us and make the noise that they've been doing, and I think there's no doubt it definitely has a huge bearing on our performance.
5 clean sheets in a row now, John. Is Alan Bennett having a big influence there? It's a defensive unit thing, but Bennett just seems to have such a calming effect at the back.
Well, I think to be fair to all the back four, Nults, and he had 17 clean sheets last year, and he's 5 already. Ross and Cab, or Johnny right back, Benno and Darren, or even Dan. Dan had played a couple of games there. So I think, to be fair, we're working really hard. But I think you can see with all the other top teams, Dundalk, Shamrock Rovers, Pats, they're all beginning to keep clean sheets in the top sides, and you need to do that. But we do a lot of work, and there's no doubt, but we do a lot of work in scoring goals and creating chances, and as I keep saying, the disappointing from last week was that we created loads of chances and score. But I think tonight, we got great goals, and probably could have scored another couple as well. But the most important thing, our play and our passing was very good, and we were very composed, and we were comfortable in the sense that even under pressure we were comfortable, and we passed the ball under pressure very well, and that was pleasing.
And how much of that is coming from the training ground? Like, if you take Derry out of it tonight, just looking at yourselves, how much have you seen come from the training ground into tonight's performance?
Well, we work very hard in the training ground every day, and you know, it's a lot of the work we do and the shape and the passing movement. So we do a lot of attacking work on the training ground, and a lot of the movement and play that came tonight was work we'd done over the last 2 days, but we've been doing that for 2 or 3 weeks. Sometimes you just need it to gel, and not being sort of disrespectful or anything, but some of the games we played in away grounds, the grounds haven't been very good. You know, we've had 3 home games. We scored 5 against Limerick, 3 again, 2 against Galway, 3 tonight against Derry. You know, so I think everyone knows Turner's Cross is a fantastic venue. You know, it's always water before the matches. There's a zip with it, and I think, you know, the Limerick game we were very comprehensive. We struggled maybe in the first half against Galway, had a very good second half, but tonight overall I think the 90 minutes we played really, really well, and you know, so but we're doing that work all the time, and you know, it's just important. You know, I keep saying that I think there's more goals in the team this year, and I think already you can see we are creating a lot more chances than we did last year, and that's pleasing.
Do you expect to have Colin back in contention next week?
At this moment I don't want to even comment about Colin, because I thought 2 weeks ago he just picked up a bit of a strain. You know, medical advice was telling me he'd be back in a few days, but you know, he's just not reacting as quick as we hoped, and you know, he took part in a full training session yesterday, and you know, this morning, you know, rang me and just wasn't 100%, and you know, that's the way we need to be, because the one thing the lads are aware of is that, you know, if they don't feel 100% they have to let me know, because there's no point in being on the pitch. And you know, we had an incident with Gary a number of weeks ago when, you know, he'd been sick coming into the match, hadn't really told us much about it, and was gone off after 20 minutes, and you know, I've been stressing to the lads, if they're not 100% they need to tell us, because we need every fella in top form. So will Colin be back for next Friday? I don't know at the moment.
Liam Miller is proving the adage, isn't he, that class is permanent.
Jerry played with Man United, played with Ireland, so I suppose
it's a long time ago though, but
sure, he's a young man. It's a long time. Yeah, I suppose I'm not quite sure, but I suppose, yeah, but he, you know, he's, as I said just as the day he came off the plane from Australia, he's never missed a training session, and his fitness level is incredible, and even you know, just gets on with it every day, comes to training, pleasure to deal with. And I think what you can see by Liam is that he's so simple. Everything he does is just quick passing, you know, and even in tight situation he always looks like a guy that has composure. You know, he reminds me of, in my own day, of Dave Barry, one of those guys that, you know, always seem to have time in the ball. He always seems to have time in the ball, which is a great compliment to him. And teams have been trying to have a pop off him, a snap off him, and he just kept his concentration and played superbly. And you know, tonight he was awesome, and particularly in the first half. And you know, I thought he was, you know, then to be fair to all the team, they were really, really good. But you need a guy like, you know, Liam, obviously, to create those openings and to keep the game moving. And you know, I suppose, look, he's been at the very top. So you know, I would have been disappointed if he wasn't playing the way he is, to be honest with you. And
Monday now away to Waterford in the EA Sports Cup.
Yeah.
Opportunity maybe to give some of the squad players, the fringe players, as you call them,
absolutely a run. It's a big day, because it's a, you know, even though you know, the RC is a good venue, you know, Waterford are in the first division, it's a real opportunity for all the lads that didn't play, you know, the lads that came on as subs, real opportunity for them, because they'll all be getting the game. And you know, I still thinking of a team in my head that's going to be really, really strong, but you know, it's all the guys that really haven't been playing tonight, and you know, so it's a big opportunity for them, because we need every one of them to be on the edge. And you have all the guys, like we'll say, Danny came on tonight, Gavin came on tonight, DJ came on, with Mark on the bench, with Dan on the bench, you had Rob on the bench, you know, you have Michael is back from injury, he'll be available, you have Josh who's in there, Liam Carney, who was slightly sick yesterday. So you know, a lot of these lads are all champing a bit to get a game, and you know, so I'm really looking forward to Monday, because it's an opportunity to give a lot of the lads a game, and you know, I'm hoping that we can give another good performance.
Just on the point Billy was making there about Liam Miller, it struck me tonight, and I know we've talked about the squad before, but with the new lads that have come in, you know, they're all gelling very well together. It's not a case of too many leaders on the pitch either. Do you know, they're gelling well very early on. Well,
I think, you know, we have a situation, I think everyone can see that. You look at the players that come in, you know, and we were asked a question earlier about Bennett. The beauty about Benno is that he's been here, he's been part of the club, and he's been part of the history of the club. So I never thought there was any, you know, that from the day he came back in, I never expected he'd take any length of time to settle in, because I knew he just would. Liam was probably different because he's used to our league and he's been away for a long time, and it's how to see coming back from probably bigger stadiums, bigger pitches, you know, or better facilities, how we adapt here. So I thought it might take him a little bit of time, but really he, you know, bar the first game or two, he's really settled down really quickly. Shepherd has done phenomenally well for us, and Gavin Hullen has done well. He's still a young boy though, has a bit to learn, and we're working with him every day in training, but still he's already started a couple of games, he's come on in most games, and he's a very good lad. And I suppose DJ then, we worked him really hard in pre-season, probably missed a bit of pre-season through an injury, but I really begin to see him that in the last 2 or 3 weeks of training, he's really getting there, and he's touch and go to be in the team, and you know, and that's great for us because he's a magical player, and he's you know, in tight matches he's a guy that might be able to do something for you as he did last week. So you know, it's good, but you know, Danny, as I said, Danny Morrissey missed the year last year out, and you know, we need Danny back. He's a good goal scorer. Rob is a guy you have a lot of time for, and of course Marky is, you know, who was our #1 striker last year. You know, he was out for 2 weeks of pre-season with an injury that probably has after knocking his fitness a bit, and we're really working hard for him to get him back in. But you know, it's all positive, because probably with Mark we were probably known to play a lot more high balls because he was so strong in the air, whereas with the players we have at the minute we're playing a lot more on the ground because we have to play that way because they're smaller players and they're knackier, and you know, so you look at it, it's a good way to be in, and hopefully that what I keep saying, we can keep everyone fit, pushing each other, and gives us options.
You had the pleasure of Liam Buckley's company as well in the stands tonight.
Good. Nice. Liam is a nice man, and you know, look, that's the way it is. Look, at people watch teams. You know, look, it's like us. Then we play Dundalk tomorrow. We go to that match. I look at that, and you know, so we're used to travelling around, having a look at teams and stuff like that, and it's our job. So you know, sometimes you send people out to do scouting reports, and we have our own people who do that. But you know, personally myself, I like to get to see all the teams as early as I can myself. In reality, during the season, in the early part of the season, just to see. It's not so much about that you see anything different, but you just I just like in my head I'm comfortable that I've seen them, and that's about it really.
And what a difference a week makes, because last week they just wouldn't seem to go into it, but tonight, particularly your second, the third goal, was a super finish.
Yeah, I was just one of them weeks last week. I said it like I was very disappointed with my finishing, but I don't normally get myself too down. As long as I'm getting chances, I'm not worried. But the team was excellent tonight. I think the 2 goals were put into play for me really. Like, thankfully I couldn't miss this week.
And you get man of the match the week you don't score, and somebody else gets it when you score 2 goals.
And I think Liam deserved it. Liam, Benno, Darren, Ross could have been anyone. I think we were very solid at the back, and I think that gave us, the boys up top, a foundation to play on. I think we were very, very good from the off tonight.
And the crowd?
They were brilliant. They came in early, and we could see it was going to be a big night, and it got us right up. When we went out from the start, we knew we had to put on a display, and I don't think we let them down. That's
3 this season now. Have you set any personal kind of goal target? Or
I'm not one for setting targets. I'd like to go out and get as many as I can. Obviously I'm switching between the wing and up front, so it sort of varies, but I'm happy enough with 3 so far, so hopefully I can get a few more.
3 wins over 3 no one Turner's Cross, like, you must be fairly pleased with that.
Oh yeah, I knew that when we came down we had to make this place a fortress, and we have done so far. I think 3 games we've done very, very well, and I think we haven't really looked like losing one of them, so hopefully long may that continue.
And you mentioned just about kind of playing up front and the right, and even today when you were drifting in, you know, off the wing, it was leaving a lot of space for Ross Gaynor, especially in the first 15-20 minutes. Is it like, are you playing to kind of a set formation that way, or is it up to yourselves to judge depending on what position you have or how the game goes?
No, well, today I was on the left, and I like playing on the left with Ross because I know that if I come in, he bombs on all day. He's an extremely fit lad, and he loves to get forward, so I think for me it was very easy to play today. Like, I know when I come in field, Ross is gone, or if I stay outside, Ross will come in and give me help. Like, so I enjoyed playing on the left today. obviously we got the 3-0 win, and that was the main thing. Like.
But as a striker, I suppose, like no matter what, it obviously was a nice lift for you, and definitely for Jonathan as well, who hadn't scored all season. To be getting in among the goals, it kind of justifies playing more attack-minded formation at home as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think Flinney definitely deserved this goal. He was brilliant last week getting Bray, and when he came on against Galway, he was very good. And again tonight, he was brilliant again. His hold of play was brilliant, and he deserved his goal. And thankfully, I got a goal or two as well. Like I was just happy with.
And I know that there's a game against Waterford obviously on Monday, but I mean the priority for most City fans will be next Friday night away to St. Pat's. I mean, you've done very well, you've only conceded 1 goal all season, you're in the mix, but it'd be a real statement of intent if you could go up and get a result or get a win away to them next Friday night.
Yeah, look, we have to try and concentrate on Waterford first. We have, obviously, Pats is a big game, but I think we want to obviously go through in the next round of the Cup, and Pats will be a big game, it'll be very tough. They're always a good team, like they're very strong, pass it very well, and we go up there, we have to do our best really, try not to lose the game, and if we can nick it, happy days.